Good morning. Good morning from Los Angeles, the trading capital of the world. How's everybody? There's nobody here. What are we doing today? As you guys know, my hat's backwards. I'm pretty actively trading actually today. I will obviously share with you what I've already done. Uh, let's talk a little bit about the economic data that's going to come out, but I'm also having some internet issues, by the way. If it's sketchy, you guys let me know. Wednesday, back at it. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Friday is called Power Hour. When Monday, Wednesdays are going to be called Trading with Sergio. That's going to be the title for the foreseeable future. Um, On Friday, I'll be back. On Monday, I may have to delay it by half hour or maybe push it to 11 a.m. because I have a very important call that I have to, a Zoom call I have to do at 9:30 a.m. And I'm assuming it's going to go long, because they always go long. So as I said, good morning to everyone. I'm sure I'll be around for a couple hours today. A few things to mention. So, as the headline or the title of today's Trading with Sergio episode is called what? It's called YOLO, FOMO, or not in that order, but YOLO, FOMO, and HODL. So these terms came around last few years, specifically, maybe for trading purposes anyway. I mean, they existed obviously, but HODL definitely, or maybe not. Crypto guys made HODL famous. HODL stands for, as you probably all know, hold on for dear life. Why? Because Bitcoin was going from 10,000 to 60,000, back to 12,000, back to whatever. So that's why, hold on for dear life. Now, these three terms have become trading terms for some people. These people, it's become their style, right? So, would I subscribe to any of this? Well, no, I pay attention to it. But if you're going to make FOMO, YOLO, or HODL your trading style, as opposed to scalper, day trader, swing trader, position trader, right? You're in trouble. Why? And then the last part of the title today was recession? Question mark. Please leave in the comments. I'll actually answer questions as usual later or throughout. Do you all think we're going in a recession? Are we already in a recession? Have you personally been in a recession already? Put it in the comments, put it in the chat. We'll discuss it. All the economic data and the gaslighting that's done by our government says no. They say unemployment is fine. Inflation is getting under control. We're cutting interest rates. GDP is growing. We don't see economic slowdown. And then there's reality. The reality check is necessary in everybody's life. So I'm here to call BS on the gaslighting. And I think I've done a decent job so far. But what do you all think? Do you think we're going in a recession? Are we already in a recession? So I'll give my opinion about that, and then I'll start sharing my screen. I did trade quite a bit this morning, and I'm actually doing it as we speak in the background. I'll show you guys my positions, all that good stuff. So two things as far as recession, and I don't think, I mean, it is the most anticipated, expected Middle East war between Hezbollah and Israel. Well, we know what's been going on in Gaza with Israel, with Hamas. That's one war. or whatever you guys want to call that. I don't want to get political about that. I have my opinions, but then everybody has their own way to think about those. I feel horrible for what's happening there for both sides. I think humanity is just should not come to that, but then obviously might makes right. It seems like in this world, and but now Hezbollah, who is supposedly, labeled as a terrorist organization by our government and a lot of governments, around the world, they're picking up and they're backed by Iran. It's not Iran, people. It's Iran. Because my wife is from Iraq. When the Iraqi war was going, she's Armenian, obviously. But when the Iraqi war was going on, people would say Iraq. Bro, it's not Iraq. Iraq has been one of the oldest civilizations on the planet. It's not Iran. I didn't run. It's not Iran. It's Iran. So let's get that straight. But so Hezbollah is backed by Iran. I am from the Middle East, by the way. I was born in Istanbul, in Turkey. Although I'm Christian, I'm Armenian. That's where my roots are. So, in fact, my, it's a little personal information for you guys. I was born in Istanbul, but my grandfather was literally actually slaughtered by the Turks during the Armenian genocide in 1915. When I say slaughtered, I meant slaughtered. And they took all his land, and I actually still do have my grandfather, by the way. So now I know, I did a little research. I know where I get my trading genes. My grandfather was one of the richest Armenian men in Turkey before the Turkish Republic came around. His house was the only one with electricity, literally, even in those days. And he was a pork belly trader. He would buy and sell, when I say pork belly, heads of cattle and, animals and things like that. And he would trade, buy them, export them, sell them, even in those days. And so, I guess that's where I got my genes. And the way I came around is my grandmother with a tiny little bag of gold in 1915, after the whole family got slaughtered. And a lot of we know about the genocide. Hopefully you all know about the genocide, the Armenian genocide. And so they fled to Istanbul, which was under the control of the British. We're going like First World War now. And, they settled there, as opposed to a lot of Armenians were pushed away from their homes. And, they went on long walks some went to Armenia, some went to Iran, some went to Iraq, some went to Syria. A lot of them went to Lebanon. And now, well, today, in fact, maybe 20 minutes before I came online, Israel announced that they may, because the bombing has been going on back and forth, so Hezbollah is launching rockets towards Tel Aviv and Israel is responding. They had that massive bomb that went off a few days ago, but now the airstrikes are becoming a lot more frequent. And so that's why I said this is the most publicized Middle East war that I've ever seen. But it's been building up, and about 20 minutes before I came online, Israel said now they may go use ground troops to go into Lebanon. So Israel is using ground troops and absolutely demolishing Gaza. They're going there, and now they're going to go there. I mean, look, they have a right to defend themselves. I'm not questioning that, but history has always been that these incursions or wars or skirmishes or whatever you want to call it happen quite often in the Middle East. That's why it's the most unstable place on the planet to live, actually. And that's why my family moved away from Turkey, although Turkey is probably it's actually, people call it Turkey, but they changed that in the last Olympics. The name is Turkey. It's not Turkey because Turkey is what we do at Thanksgiving. So that's what's going on in the background. I mean, will it affect markets? To a point. Depends how involved it gets. Depends if other nations get involved, because Hezbollah is just a group of terrorists, let's say. You know, who's behind them, who's backing them up? Obviously, we back Israel up all the way. Is it concerning? Yeah, it's more concerning for the people that live in Lebanon, live in Israel, live in Gaza. You know, the powers to be decide what to do, and they do it, and a lot of lives are getting ruined. I mean, we've seen a lot of the pictures from what Hamas did when they went into Israel, and what Israel is doing now in Gaza is horrible. It's just I don't even know what to say. And so that's that. And the other thing is, so I look at a lot of the macro data, macroeconomics. You have to look at that. I mean, I don't trade by it, but I look at it. I definitely study it. I told you guys to go to the FRED page, FRED, Federal Reserve Economic Data. You can go there, website, www.fred.com or fred.gov. Google it. All the information is there. The gaslit information is there when government says, oh, inflation is under control, GDP is growing, economy is healthy. If the economy is healthy, why are they cutting interest rates? I don't know. I've never seen it before. China cut interest rates 50 basis points yesterday. Their economy is in shambles, specifically their real estate market. Our commercial real estate is absolutely in shambles. Banks holding billions and billions and billions of worthless interest rates. And my thing is, I watch all this stuff, and I call it, I'm reading my own tea leaves, and then I come up with a conclusion. And my reading the tea leaves has been pretty decent over the last 30 years. So I encourage you to do that and draw your opinions. My opinion is my own. I'm not here to sell anything. I'm not here to convince you one way or the other, but I think I have some valid opinions about what's going on. I definitely think, if not a recession, because recession indicators are all lagging, and you'll know you're in a recession 6 months from now, but then the market would have already sold off 30%, because market's always 6 months to 8 months ahead. Fed rate cutting cycles have not been that friendly to the markets. So you have to start positioning yourself, correctly, right? Before, for all this time, since 2020, actually since 2008, honestly, when ZIRP came in, zero interest rate policy came in, every pullback should have been bought. That's called buying the dip. But then market is a mechanism to make everybody wrong. So I feel like this is what's been happening, is the quiet before the storm. I think maybe the market will hold itself together until the elections, but then after that, I think we're going to sell off. My opinion again. Are we in a recession at the moment? No. But looking ahead, definitely, I think we're going to go in a massive slowdown. Because the recession description is different by the government as opposed to, a personal household that we're all running or trying to run or make a living. So, all these things make a difference, and you need to pay attention to it. So let's take a look at the chat real quick. Okay, good morning, Lynn, Vic, Techie B, Craig, Mr. Gambit. Mr. Gambit, yeah. Well, yes and no. I don't think it's that. I think it has a lot to do with the powers to be. Mismanagement definitely comes into play there. I think overpaid donkeys, most CEOs and CFOs and the C-suites, but I don't think it's just mismanagement. I think it's mismanagement by the government. Now, if you say that, I'm in 100% agreement with you. What they're doing with debt I've talked about it for 3 months since I started the channel now, what they're doing with the deficit, what they're doing with the interest cost of the deficit over 1.2 trillion now. I mean, we're out of control. Oh, there's an Armenian. Okay, I can speak Armenian fluently, but I cannot read Armenian fluently. Um, um, what's your favorite crypto and why is it Bitcoin Cash? So you're just putting words in my mouth? Well, welcome to the channel. My favorite crypto that I own is Bitcoin and Ethereum, those two. I'm plain vanilla kind of guy. Do I dabble into some shit coins and altcoins once in a while, but not much really, to be honest with you. Armenian crypto school. Okay, cool. So it's Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin. I've owned it for a long time. I'm gonna never sell it and pass it down to my kids. Morning Joy B. Okay, cool. Armenian crypto school. Sounds good. Hopefully, we don't talk much about crypto, although if you're not a bot, which seems like you are, but if you're not a bot, I'm going to have a gentleman interview. Oh, I forgot. So if any of you did not watch it, I'm gonna be upset. We premiered it on Monday. Anthony Crudelli, another OG of traders. Amazing interview, actually. You guys will learn quite a bit. It's on the channel. It premiered on Monday, but obviously content's on the channel. Please go watch that. And so what else? Yeah, I mean, there's great advice in there, not just trading advice, life advice, all kinds of advice. And I'm very thankful. But as far as crypto is concerned, there is a gentleman that I follow. He's been doing this. He's been, I'm going to let him speak, tell his strategy or talk about his strategy about how he's hodling Bitcoin. And so it's definitely something to watch. So I'm going to interview him. I'm going to interview another OG trader next Friday. So I like doing these interviews because besides, me, the talking head, you guys should listen to different opinions and where these people, how they got to where they got to, right? It's not easy. And longevity is the most important thing in this game. It's not, you buy something, sell something, day trade, swing, day trade, zero DT options, buy a Lamborghini, put it on your social, that's not the point. Where are all those people, right? And longevity is key. In order to have longevity, you have to manage risk properly. You have to do a lot of things correctly. This is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So with that said, again, I wasn't trying to be rude, but I'm just, talking to you. So on this channel, we just call it the way we see it, just like any other channel that I run. But anyway, so welcome to the channel. So what are we doing today? Okay, cool. I appreciate it. That's why I didn't block you yet. Haikagan crypto. Okay. Oh, that's Haikagan right there. I can actually read it now that you put it in English. Haikagan. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. So what are we doing today? So I'll go to the screen. I'll share my screen. Yesterday and today, as you know, last time when I was on Monday, I had bought October 18th, 565. Okay, by the way, none of this is financial advice, trading advice, investment advice. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Let's get the disclaimer out of the way. If you are going to follow me, I get in, I get out a lot more frequently than you guys may be able to. If you follow me into something, I talk about my exit, I talk about my entry, but then at some point you will have to get rid of the crutches and then, start learning. And I hope you are learning. I hope you're reading your books. The important thing is I'm going to be transparently explaining it to you all, why I'm doing it, where I'm doing it, what my thought process is. And then every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, when I go through my watch list, my trades, you guys have an idea if it worked, if it didn't work, whatever. So last Monday, I had only I was 90% in cash. I'm still about 80% in cash now. I'm started purchasing certain things. I was long 18 of the October 565 puts. When the market took a dip yesterday, I trimmed the position. This morning, I'm adding to the position again. So I trade around a lot of positions, but I will show them to you. I will explain them to you, why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm actually opening positions today. While this morning I opened some. The other thing is yesterday when when I showed you guys the NVIDIA chart on Monday, I said, 120 breakout, you got to be on it. Hopefully you did. Listen, I traded NVIDIA. Obviously, this morning I sold it all. I'll show you that was like a hedge against my short position. But it's not a big short position. It's 18 contracts. I trimmed it to 8, back up to 12 with a calendar, spread, selling calls against it, lowering my cost, all these things. But you just got to be aware that if you do follow me within these 2 hours of what I'm doing, you need to also mind your exit. But I am telling you guys what I'm doing. Again, none of it should be construed as trading or investment advice. It's not. Vic G says 565 or 570 puts. I was in the 570 puts. I took nice profits on those, rolled it down to 565, October 18, 565s. But I'm short this weekly expiration 555s against it to lower my cost. I'll show you guys the position. Yesterday, when the market took a dip, I actually took profits, trimmed it, market then rallied, rip rally, adding this morning up to 12 puts, but then I'm buying some calls on other things. I'm buying some stock. So I'll show you guys that in a second. And after that, so what is your, I'll talk maybe one more minute about the headline or the title of the show today. HODL, YOLO, or FOMO? Which one are you? Here's some breaking news. If you're any of them, so HODL to me equal bag holder. You don't want to do that. Like our favorite Mojotronics with his CLSK, he's a hodler. A lot of people do YOLO and FOMO. If you do FOMO, fear of missing out, it's a tough thing. We all do it. Okay, that's probably the easiest trap to fall into, FOMO. But YOLO, you only live once. Those are the 0 DTE swingers. You can lose it all by the end of the day, or you can make 100x by the end of the day. If you guys can manage it, please let me know what you're doing so I can join the YOLO club. It's difficult. At this stage of my life, I mean, do I do short-term options? Of course I do, but mostly selling side, collecting premium side. Directional bets on 0 DTEs is very, very difficult, really, like ridiculously difficult, because you're just dealing with one strike price, and 95 out of 100 times that thing is going to expire worthless. So they're basically, I look at those as lotto tickets. Every day you can play the lotto, okay? Or you can, you guys know the odds on the lotto, in the California lotto. I think it's 135 million to 1. So I'm like, look, if you're doing any of those, YOLO, FOMO, or HODL, that's not a trading style. That's definitely a way to blow your account a few times. So let me add. All right, you guys can see. I can see we're selling off a little bit and then bouncing. Market's just grinding. Something is going to happen here. I am pretty sure we are on the cusp of volatility expansion. Maybe not until the elections, but regardless. So let's go to the screen. I hope you can all see that. We had a little crack in the S&P, and then they bring it right back. There's just buyers everywhere in these. Okay, so what am I doing today? Actually, oh, that's good, actually. So here is my trade so far. The green ones are buys. The red ones are sells. So let's go through the S&P. S&P position, okay, I'm circling here. I'm long 12 now, 12. I will definitely add to this if the market does decide to rally. I'm long 12 of the SPY October 18th, 565 puts. October 18th, they expire with a cost of 502. How's my cost 502? Is because I trimmed, then I bought back cheaper today, so just keeping a running cost. It's marked at 460, so I'm down about $266 on the position. However, I'm also, as you guys can see with the negative that I've highlighted now on orange, negative, it shows negative 12 against the 565s. I'm short 12 of the 565 puts, which expired this Friday, with a cost of 21 cents. They're down to 8 cents, 9 cents already. And these most likely will expire worthless. Now, if they don't expire worthless, that means my long puts are going to be $10 in the money, which means as opposed to 460 now, they'll be worth about 14, 13, 12, somewhere in that range. So I have no problem with it. So on one side, I'm down 278. On the other side, I'm up 109. Looks like a push, but I took a bunch of profits. I was long 8 NVIDIA calls. October, again, 120s. They were the best ones to trade. As you guys can see, I sold right here, NVIDIA all morning long. I bought 2 lots at a time. I like scaling in, scaling out. I sold them at 834, 826, 840, and 860 with an average fill price on NVIDIA of 840. My cost on these, I got in when the stock actually broke 117.5 yesterday. My cost on these were about 460. Not quite a double, but about pretty good, about 80% return. So I'm out of NVIDIA, and that's how I kind of hedge my position. If I have puts on the indexes, I find an outperforming stock that's going to do well, and like it was NVIDIA, and then I trade it, and then I get in and out. The money I may be losing on the short, on the long puts is going to be pretty much made up, and a lot more actually was made up. And eight calls with a cost of 460 to 840. It's about 2,500. But so today I just started this. I'll show you guys the chart, but then I'm showing you the positions. I started buying LUNR calls. Now on these, I am going much further out. Why? Because they're slower movers, kind of. So I bought 30 calls of the November 15th expiration. November, now I'm going out to November on these. These are the $9 calls. The $9 calls, I bought 30 so far with a cost of right here 99 cents, let's say $1. They're $1.10, nothing important. I'm up like 90 bucks, but I have scaling down orders, buy orders all the way down. So I have actually I'm going to change this from 5 to 10. Confirm and send. I'm really liking this, Vic. I'm liking the software on Thinkorswim. So I'm long 30 calls. I have 30 more calls that I'm going to add. Okay, you don't have to do 30 calls. You can do 1 call at a time, but you have to do a minimum of 1, obviously, equal 100 shares. So I will give you the reasons when I show you guys the chart of LUNR. So I have 10 more calls at 1, 10 more calls at 90, and 10 at 80. So I scale in, I scale out. That's the way I like doing it. I will give you the reasons why I'm doing it when I show you the charts. Again, these are November $9 calls. Okay? November expiration, regular expiration. Then I started buying Sleep Number. We talked about it last week. I said if it pulls back to 1620, I'm going to buy it. Well, now it's actually 1580, and you're going to get it cheaper than me. So far, I have 40 calls that I bought with a cost of 98.5 cents. They're 85 cents, open position. And again, these are November 15th, $20 call prices. And then I'm going to explain to you guys why I'm doing those. Okay. I'm giving myself plenty of time on these because even if there's a swoon, obviously the stock is going to sell off with it, but I have time for it to come back. These are all opening positions that I have taken this place. Not only I bought 40 calls, I have 10 more at 80 cents, and they're bid 80, offer 90. So I'm going to put another 10 options in case there's a swoon. This is the way I like buying it. So when you buy something, it goes against you. Don't panic because you are doing it at the right place. Don't freak out. It's okay. Not every position is going to go exactly the way you want it immediately. So I'm going to put another 10 calls at 70 cents. So I got filled pretty much all I want to get filled, but I'll add on the way down. And then, some of you may ask, hey, why are you averaging down? Well, I just started buying the position today, so it's okay. And the order is in, as you guys can see. There I have 10 at 80 pending and 10 at 70. November, $20 Sleep Number calls. And let's go to the charts. The charts are telling a story, always, obviously. Let's start with the usual S&P 500. Yeah, I like Sleep Number. I mean, if you're going to get in, it's 1576. Actually, let's start with that. This is the place to get in. Why? And I'll show you guys that in a minute. So this is the 2-minute chart. Let's go to the daily chart of these. I'll go through my list. I go through the Max 7 as usual. Okay. I will give you guys my list in a minute. So what is Sleep Number? I own the stock at about 13-ish when it broke out right here. About 1380, 1390. It took a ride to 21 almost, and now it's pulling back. So now you're going to ask me, why are you buying this stock? It's going down. Well, it's going down on no volume to start with, number one. Number two, it clearly broke out on amazing volume, good earnings, good catalyst, above its 200-day, above its 50-day, above its 20-day. Today, it's going to kind of going under its 20-day. It hasn't closed yet. Stock is 1576. Old resistance, that was resistance that we broke out of, becomes support now if you're reading your technical books. What is your risk on this trade? Okay, let's look at it. So if you're getting right about here, 1576, my expectation is once it bottoms out, turns up, makes a higher high. That's why I'm doing my November calls as opposed to October's, because it's not a fast mover. The beta is not really that high on the stock. So what? I'm also considering that the market sell off, but I'm kind of balanced as well, as you guys can understand. So I will add to my index puts if I see the market cracking. Will the stock go down with the market? Of course it will. But then you always have to have this kind of balance, right? And then if you do buy it here, what is your risk? My risk is going to be the 50-day EMA on these options, or 200-day EMA, which they're kind of converging at the moment, and that's about 14.5 to 15. So if you're buying it at 15.75, the stock, or doing the options, okay, those options are definitely not going to go to zero, even if the stock goes down and hits your stop about 14.5. Okay, you're risking about a buck and a quarter if you buy the equity itself, which I kind of suggest for you guys to do. Yeah, that's what, 5%, close to $1.25 on 15.75. Yeah, about 7% downside with a possible retest of the high, which is 21, and new highs that I'm expecting. So that's why I did the Novembers. The other one I started buying today is LUMN, not Lyman, jackass, Lumen. It's called Lumen Technologies. Sorry, not LUMN. What am I saying? LUNR. Lumen is one that we're going to look at too. LUNR. Sorry, people. Don't get confused. LUNR. Those are the November 9 calls that I'm buying. So this has massive catalyst, people. This is one of my favorite chart types. As you guys can see the volume, how the volume exploded and gapped up. Actually, stock was about a $4 number, kind of went sideways, gapped up above all the technicals. Why did it gap up? They got a $4 billion NASA contract. Those kind of catalysts are super, super important, right? So now, since that massive breakout, what is happening? Is volume is drying out. It's going to be more sideways. So this is when I decided to get in. Probably a few more days of sideways, and then the next leg up, which would be the 10-12s. That's where it's at. Where's the risk at? Close the gap maybe, but I'll definitely keep scaling into this. I will not buy, if I want to buy 100 options on something, I'm not going to go buy 100 at a time, because I'm looking at it, okay, what's the position? And out of my total trading equity, what am I willing to allocate into this position? And how good of a trade this is going to turn out to be? And what am I expecting? So my allocation for this stock, for this option side anyway, you can always buy the stock, by the way. And today's stock is at 790. It's up about 26 cents, up about 3.5%. I'm definitely expecting it to break 10. I'm expecting it to retest its old high at 13, because the catalyst is there now. So it's not a rumor that they're going to get the contract. They got the contract. So I think the stock is set pretty well for the future, and I will trade in and out. That's why I'm buying the November 9 calls. You can do the November 10s. I think they're like 75, 80 cents. The reason I'm doing November, I want to give it time. So I'm going to be in these for a while, and I will definitely keep adding. If you look at a 3-year chart of Lumen, do you guys see where this thing was? This thing was 136, but I'm pretty sure. Let me see if there's an R. Yep, there's a split right here. There's another reverse split right here, and there's another reverse split right here. So, I mean, stock has been dead. Okay. I think this is a massive catalyst. So again, what's your risk? Let's take a look. I'm buying the November 9s at $1. Okay, so how much do I want to allocate? If I want to buy 100 calls at, let's say, 75 cents to $1, what is that? That's 7,500 to 10 grand. Okay. With the upside that I'm seeing, those could go to triple easily if the stock gets to 13, 12. Okay. So I'm looking at maybe 3-to-1, 4-to-1 upside. Okay. I'm willing to risk 7 to 10 grand. So I already have purchased here's my position. I already purchased 30 calls with an average cost of $9.88. They're $1.05. Okay, I'm up a couple $100. So I'm trying to allocate 7% to maximum 8 to 10% max of my trading account equity into this position. That's it. I'm not going to go buy 300 calls, but I'm going to definitely, at the moment, I spent about 3 grand. So I have about 5 grand to go. That's why I have the orders in. I have 30 calls in. So if it pulls back, I'm willing to add. And it doesn't have to be today. This could be tomorrow. This could be Friday. This could be Monday. But I'm definitely on my watch list. And the stock is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Same thing with Sleep Number. Okay. I own the equity, but now I'm going for options. And I'm doing the Novembers. And November 20 calls. Why am I doing the 20 calls? Because stock already was above 20. It had broken 20, cleared all resistance. Nice big up day on good catalyst. A couple days ago had a decent volume down day, but nothing like the up volume. MACD is above its zero. It's pulling back to its 200-day and 50-day that it broke out of. The only thing that is missing is that the 50-day is not above its 200-day, so it cannot be completely considered a breakout yet, although it is being above 200. It has to hold above its 200. So if you're going to get in here, 1575 range, and we are, the 200-day is 1480. I mean, that's your risk. There's not much to really talk about. And again, as far as allocation, I bought 40 calls already with an average price of $1. And then you have to run and look at your models, right? If the stock doesn't have to go to 20 for you to make money on these. If the stock reverses, which I will give you the example of in a minute, or on another issue that been talking about it for a month and a half now, and you guys will see about how I gauge these things. Stock is 16, let's say. Stock goes to 18 in the next 20 days. Those options that I'm buying at $1, they're going to be $1.50. That's 50% return, right? It doesn't have to get to 20. But then that's why I'm giving myself some time that I'm thinking it's going to get to 20 or more. Then I'm looking for at least a double, if not more, on these. So I bought 40. Again, allocation-wise, I'm willing to allocate 6-7% of my total trading equity into this single position. And as you guys know, we've been talking about this stock, Zim, right? Zim Integrated Shipping, right? So I sold it extremely, extremely early. I mean, now that I look at it, it wasn't like me. When it pulled back its 200-day average, right? Last time, I told you guys, I had bought the October 20 calls at 51 cents. I sold it within a couple of days at $1.10, $1.20. I mean, that's a double and change. So as an option trader, you got to take those. But this turned into a banger, which it went without me. Guess where the stock is at, people? 23.88. So those 50-cent calls that I bought exactly what I wanted to buy. That was my entry. And if you can go back to other live streams and see it when I was talking about it and what I did and why I did it. I said, risk is pretty low here. It's on its 200-day. I will give it a crack. I did double and a half-ish. Well, now those options, 50-cent options, are $4, right? I mean, did I leave money on the table on this? Absolutely. Now it's in resistance, right? There was a top here that got rejected from, another top at 24 that got rejected from. This is turning into actually a pretty decent trading range. Another time it got up to 24, got rejected, went all the way down to 16, slow bleed, right? And now it's back to 24. Now, if you have it, if you followed me on this or bought the stock, I would definitely sell it. I wouldn't mess with it. The last 10 cents, let somebody else make the last 10 cents. Although, again, what do I keep saying to you guys? Always look at the longer picture. If you look at a 3-year chart of Zim Integrated, it looks like a cup and a handle. It looks like it's just kind of consolidating between 16 and 24. If it takes 24 out, which is resistance, going back to December of like 2022, this is a lot of room to go. This could go to 30. The stock was, during the pandemic, at the peak was 91. Came all the way down to 6. Patience, sideways, and then it broke out. Now it's just doing nothing but go sideways. Okay. I bought it at the right place. I sold it early. Now I'm watching it, on a pullback. Absolutely. I'm getting in. I mean, God, if it gets down to $20, I'm in. I bought 10 more sleep numbers. So that means stock is going lower. Let's take a look. It must be 15 change. Yeah, 1562 now. So I bought 10 more options. Now I'm long 50 calls of the November 20s. And now my average cost is $9.48. not $9, 94.8 cents or 95 cents. And I have another 10 at 70 cents, which right here. Here's that order. 10 call at 70 cents. In fact, let me go back to the trade screen and add some more. Here are the Novembers. There's 75 cents bid, 85 cents offered. These are the November 15, 20 calls. And if there's a swoosh down, they'll fill me. That's why you scale in and scale out. I'm going to put 10 more calls. So ultimately, I want to be long 70 calls, maybe 80 calls, with a cost of about 90 cents. So that's about 6%, 7% of my total trading portfolio allocation. And see how calm and cool I do this? You guys just do it when it gets there, and that's all you can do. Once you do it when it gets there, what else can you do? You let the trade work for you. Now, I will explain. So I put 10 more calls at 60 cents now in case I get hit, in case stock takes a little dive. Now, these are Novembers. I can do a lot with these, right? The stock has October options as well. So what can I do with those, right? I'm buying the 20 calls for less than $1. What can I do with it? Well, I can sell the 22.5 calls against it for 10, 15 cents, lower my cost. I wish Sleep Number had September's, but no, I'm just opening position today, so I'm comfortable doing what I'm doing. So let's go through the charts. So I'm really pleased with the positions I'm taking. I will trade in and out. If you're going to follow me, do it at your own risk. Not trading advice, investment advice. So Lumen was one. Gosh, why am I? Yeah, not Lumen. Lunar. Why am I stuck with Lumen? Lunar, LUNR. And stock is 786. I'm trying to buy the $9 calls on that one. We'll see where it goes. I really like that chart. So let's look at the market. You guys can see the screen, I hope. And then I'll come back and answer questions. We'll have a little chit chat. All right, so let's go with Apple. No, let's start with the indexes. S&P 500s. Ooh, hold on a second. What's happening here? We're cracking. Yeah, I just went and took out the last low. We're taking lower lows. Let's see where my puts are at now. All right, so I have 12 long puts of the October 18th expiration 565s. They're 485, 487. My cost is 5, almost break even. And I'm short the 555s for a couple days out. Hopefully we'll get a crack. Doesn't really matter because then I'm buying the other positions, giving the other positions chance on this pullback to balance myself. Pretty good. So that's the S&P 500. This is the 2-minute chart. Forget the 2-minute chart. Let's not be jockeys. But let me look at the 10-minute chart. Yeah, S&P has to take out the intraday basis. If you're day trading or zero DTEs 568.35, then I think we're going to get a swoosh. If it takes out 568, I think we're definitely going to get a swoosh to 560. Because 10-minute chart hasn't even broken down yet, and the 60-minute chart nowhere near it. I mean, we need to get down to like 550, 558, 560 before I get nervous. So, still uptrend, daily chart. Trend is your friend. If you're going to take these counter trending shots like I do, trade at your own risk. I'm good at it. I can smell it. I can feel it. Otherwise, don't do it. Go with the trend. That's S&P 500. Triple Qs. Yeah, a key reversal day, it looks like. Yeah, be careful, people. This is the quiet before the storm. Let me take a look at VIX. Remember how many times I talked to you guys about VIX? Yeah, when VIX is this low and it's right into support about 15, Next time VIX gets to 21, 22, the market will be much lower than what it is now. VIX is a counter indicator, by the way. TLT is the 10-year, 20-year note. Actually, if you guys can see, rates started kind of trickling higher after the Fed cut the rates. So what happened is that in anticipation of the rate cut, interest rates went down, and now they're just kind of ticking up, but nothing pulling into support. I will be a buyer of TLT. And let's go through the charts. Okay, let's start with Apple. Apple iPhone sales are not supposed to do well. I mean, yeah, is there a double top right here? 233. Yeah, looks like it. But again, it's 50, above it's 50, above it's 20, pullback until otherwise proven by pullbacks, although Warren Buffett just keeps selling shares, although still has a ton of it. Let's go through Apple. Let's go through NVIDIA. Man, I nailed the high on the NVIDIAs today. Guaranteed. I don't think they went any higher. My last sale was at 860. Between 820 and 860, I sold those calls that I bought yesterday. Yeah, NVIDIA, but still breakout, buy on pullbacks. Nothing wrong with this chart. Let's see, the long short term. Yeah, short term is right on support now, right about here. So, but NVIDIA buy on pullbacks broke 117.5. And then I'm going to show you guys why I said that last trading with Sergio. Here's that. Okay, remember, go watch it, man. Luckily everything is on record when you're on YouTube. I said this looks like a bull flag. So if it went from 100 to 120, went sideways, and when it broke 120, I said, you gotta be on it. Well, I was on it. So 120 to 120, today's high is 125. So all you need is 5 points when you're trading options, right? For you to make 60, 80, 100% on your money. And MACD is turning back up, actually. So it's a good looking chart. I said it's bigger version of this thing that happened here. It looks like it. So definitely outperforming. Apple, on the other hand, not much. Let's look at some other ones. Meta make new highs yesterday. Look at that. I mean, uptrend. What is there to say? I mean, it will sell off when the market sell off, but I mean, this thing went sideways when the market crashed, and then new highs. Netflix as well, in the Mag 7s, new high, almost a new high. And the weakest one is Google out of the group. As you guys can see the difference, right, between Meta and Google, right? Underperforming, outperforming, right? Another weak one is Microsoft, although not as weak as Google. I mean, even within the Mag 7, things are kind of shifting. So on the S&P 500, I mean, we're down today, but still just like grinding itself higher. New all-time high yesterday. So I don't know. If you're going to follow me short, be careful. I get in, I get out, and I trim, I retrim, I do all kinds of stuff. So again, not financial or trading advice. All right, let's go through some of my favorites. As you guys notice, for 3 months, when I take a stock out of my rotation, there's a reason for it. And then you guys are going to say, well, this is so boring, sir. You're always looking at the same stocks. I'm like, yeah, because they're working. Why wouldn't I? I'd rather trade the same 10 stocks or 20 stocks that I have a handle on than every day jump on something. Why would I? It's working. So when you guys go and do YOLO, HODL, and all that stuff, don't. Just pick 10 stocks that you have managed on, you have a good feeling for. Don't just go trade 10,000 stocks. So let's take a look at Affirm. How long have I been talking about Affirm? I don't know, for a while. I mean, what is there? What's wrong with this? Nothing. Long-term uptrend. It's down a little bit today, but in fact, if you traded it, if you followed me, you guys made money, and I go watch Monday's show. I said I would trim here, I'm expecting the market to go down. So I'm trying to hit singles, at most doubles when I go long things, because my bias is negative. It's really difficult. You guys will understand that one day, how difficult it is when your overall bias is negative to go find some things to buy. I added AI, symbol is AI, to my list. Nothing special yet, but it's going to be probably one of those go sideways a little bit more and then kind of break out. This is an AI stock, by the way. AMD, going, AMD, moving with NVIDIA. AMD is retesting this little high right here, okay? By the way, Micron's earnings are coming out today. I'll show you guys the chart. It's about 162. I mean, a close above 162. This thing is going to go to 190. So definitely watching it like a hawk. On this one, I will trade shorter term options, not long term options. Looking for a quick move. It's also moving with NVIDIA because when NVIDIA moved yesterday, this thing moved yesterday. So in fact, I may even get into some NVIDIA in a minute. Another one I had it on, but now I'm really watching it because it's coming into my price range, is AST Space Mobile. All right, so why am I doing this? What am I doing here, right? Okay, so this was a $2 number, literally. And then if you guys recall, LUNR, I said they got a contract. Well, these people got a contract. That was the catalyst. It went from 2 to 40. I was in and out. Okay, got a trade. Had a melt up day. And then when the ranges get this wide, by the way, on a stock, it's topping or bottoming. In these kind of ranges, like wild swings, 10-point swings on a $40 stock don't happen at bottom. I mean, in the middle of a move. As you guys can see, in the middle of a move, it's kind of steady and nice and up and grinding above its 20 EMA. Now, it went from 40, tested 25, 24, bounced to 30, retesting the old low. MACD is just going down. I am really closely watching this now, right? And the volume is absolutely just disappearing, shrinking. So the selling pressure is done. They may panic some people out by breaking the 50 EMA. I'm definitely on my watch list, ASTS, on the more careful watch list anyway. Let's go keep going. Oh, Amazon is in the MAG 5, MAG 7. Amazon, Jeff Bezos is looking pretty happy with the girlfriend. Stock bottomed at 150 during that crash, bounced to the 200, bounced to about 180, pull back, on its way to a new high. See, even within the MAX 7s, things are moving differently. Avago, great little chart. Again, no miracle. Comes down to 200 EMA at 136. These are the times you guys have it be ready with your powder dry to get on it. Comes to 200 EMA, bounces. Comes to 200 EMA, bounces. Well, now it's retesting the old high. Would I get in now? No. But then this becomes buy on dip situation. Okay, this is the buy on dip. So when the market does sell off, if it sells off, this thing is going to sell off to like maybe 160. It's 180 now. That's when you get in. That's what you got to do with small risk. I think from the first week on, I've been talking about Alibaba. See, this is what you guys need to do. I've been talking about it. This is the mid 70s. Nice little grind up. Yesterday melted up because China cut the rates. Stock almost hit 100. It's about 95, 96. I don't know what else to say. Bilibili is another Chinese stock that I started watching. BILI is the symbol on that one. Instacart on my watch list. Clear breakout. Pullback needs to be bought. Stock went to about 42.5, pulled back to about 39, kind of doing the same thing, sideways. Definite buy target right here. See, I'm trying to always give you guys buys, but my bias is negative. And then the Desmobile. Kyle, are you here? I know you're going to cuss me out. And here is Celsius. Look at this chart. Why do I even want to get involved with garbage like this when I have the other ones? Now, if you short this one, you're cleaning up completely. Oh, of course, Carvana. How long have I been talking about Carvana? I don't know. New high. Just going sideways now. Before a new high, probably. I mean, I don't know what to say. This is a simple game, right? Isn't it? I mean, Just got to set your parameters and go. First solar. I'm really now actually, I didn't take it off my list yet, but it's fine. It's going sideways. Your stop has to be tight on this because this thing moves. This also kissed the 200 EMA twice, bounced bigly from there. So, another one. What else? Okay, let's look at IWM, which is the Russell 2000. I like the small caps. They cut the rates. I think small caps are going to do fine. It's just basing. Compared to the S&P 500, small caps have done nothing. So LUMN, I don't know. You guys need to go back and check out the old Trading with Sergio's Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. It was one of my favorite. It retested the old high. I don't know what else to say. Lunar is the new one I'm getting in. I told you guys, November $9 calls. Like it a lot. I'm in now. MicroStrategy, MSTR, always on the list because when Bitcoin breaks, this thing is gone to the moon. NNE. Okay. Well, you had your trade, 10.5 to 15, pulling back. The other thing that there's a big cap in this group that I started paying attention and talk to you guys about it actually is Cameco. CCJ, the nuclear stuff is doing well. CCJ right there, double bottom at 36. 47. I'd be a seller of CCJ at the moment, or definite buyer on a pullback. If this thing pulls back to about 43, 44, I'm all over it. Again, you got to set your parameters and then follow. Be like a robot. And then whatever happens, happens. Will they all be winners? Absolutely not. So don't be under false pretense that everything is going to be a winner. Impossible. Whoever says that, run. Micron earnings coming out today. They've been pumping the stock. Options are going nuts. I mean, is it a double bottom? Yeah, it's still under his 200. I mean, it bottomed twice. And I said that on Monday, MACD has a really good looking bullish divergence here. I rather wait for the earnings. Get the catalyst out of the way. NVIDIA I talked about. Palantir, beautiful chart. What else? Let's look at Roku. Nice chart. Higher highs, higher lows. Doing the exact same thing it did here. It's above its 200, above its 50. 50 is about to cross the 200. Nice little trading stock right here. So you move from this move you don't want to buy. Well, when it broke above its 200, and then this little pen and flaggy thing that did, and then it based about between 70 and 65. Next breakout, 65 to 80. Now it's going to go sideways, probably between 80 and 74, 75. Next breakout, all the highs. Well, stock was a lot higher before. So it's a decent looking chart. Cassava Biosciences, biotech stocks, I'm not too friendly with, but I like this chart. Shopify. See, I'm just spilling the beans today, guys. See? Find things that are going up regardless of what the market is doing, because most of you are not going to short stuff. See, I will sell or short, like, I'll sell my mother if I think it's going down. Don't take the wrong way. But that's how you have to be. Tesla, retesting the high. I can't be a buyer of this thing. It's definitely setting up for the October 10th robo-taxi event. Buy on rumor, sell on fact. Nice cup and a handle pattern. Definitely going to retest to 70-ish. I broke out. I just didn't participate. I have no feeling for Tesla for some reason. Oh, I may be just buying something right about now. Actually, hold on. I just saw it. Remember another one, Upstart? You guys remember? Yeah. I bought it, sold it, Bought it again, sold it again. Why did I buy it? Pull back to its 50-day EMA, bounced, pull back, got recommended with a price target of 48 today. These are the charts that we're talking about. And I'm gonna take a look at that in a minute because I may actually buy it while I'm here. Zim, I showed you guys, right? And Zillow. Look at that chart. See? Same thing as Roku. Moved up, you wait, patient, sideways to a little bit lower. Weekends are getting out, next leg up. And then now it's going to do the same thing. And then next leg up. So this is called higher highs, higher lows. It's like a stair step kind of a situation. But now I saw something that I may just get in. Unity Software. There has been massive option purchases in the stock. I'm talking massive. Okay, it came right to the 200-day. It's kind of getting rejected. Okay, I'm adding this to the list live while I'm talking to you guys. Let me take a look at the long-term chart of Unity Software. Symbol is U. Again, none of this is investment or trading advice. Let me look at 3-year. Oh, hello. This was a $200 number? Holy crap. See, this is how you find things. It got rejected off the 200-day. Okay, I like it. I'm adding it. I'm not going to buy it yet. I will show you guys where I'm going to buy it, though. Okay. Where would you guys buy it, right? So big volume up through the 50 and the 20 EMA. It got rejected at the 200 EMA, which is expected. I will be a buyer of the stock. Is about 21.19. Anything at 20 and under, I'm a buyer. So put it on your calendars. Let's look at the options. Let's formulate a trade. Let's see how crazy these options are trading. These out of the monies. Let's see if we can have a gamma squeeze potential here. Oh, of course you do. Look at these options. These options expiring Friday. Traded 8,000 contracts. These are the $24 calls. Holy crap. Here's the range of those $24 calls today. 6 cents to 73 cents. Now they're 7 cents because stock is selling off. They traded 8,000 on an open interest of 2,000. The 23s traded 7,000 contracts on an open interest. I'm not interested in these. Where I saw the big volume, which keeps adding to the open interest, was 2 days ago on the October 20s. And those are the ones. Yep, volume keeps, oh yeah. Okay, so here's another way you guys can understand if big money is getting into this. So on these 20s, when the stock was moving up, they were hitting the ask. They were buying it on the ask, all these options. Open interest, meaning whatever existing positions are. And the next day, you can tell if that was a new long position or it was some sort of hedge or they sold it. Is opening new positions is something important that you have to pay attention to. Open interest, it's called. It was close to like 1,000 blocks or 5,000 options were coming. By the way, 5,000 options includes 500,000 shares worth. They were coming in, and the next day open interest went to 11,000. Yes, today now it's at 13, but today they have traded 11,000 of these. So tomorrow, if this 13,587 goes to 23,000, that means all this 10,000 options that are being bought today, as well as sold, obviously, was added to the open interest. That means the bullishness continues, the conviction continues. Now, today they traded 11,000 against 13,500 open interest. If tomorrow you look at this open interest, because it gets updated at the end of the day, if it drops to 3,000, that means everybody who bought it a couple of days ago when the stock was 20 on this run to 24, they're taking their profits. You guys understand the relationship between open interest and the volume? The same thing, you guys got to watch for the 23 calls, same thing, because those are the ones trading above it. Well, actually, at least the 24s are trading above its open interest. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in you. So would I do October? Yeah, it's a fast moving thing. October has 23 days to go. We'll take out 6 days. It has 17 trading days to go. So you guys always have to factor in when on your platform it shows that there is 23 days to go. You got to factor in the weekends. And so deduct 6, 17, maybe not long enough. Let's take a look at November's. If I want to trade this, I'm going to trade the 20s. If it pulls back to 20, I'm all over this thing. No question. The 20s are $3. IV 76. October's have lower IV, so earnings must be coming out sometime then. Okay, see the open interest is happening here? Okay, the 20s today, they have an open interest of 17,565 contracts. They traded 11,700. So if tomorrow I come in and this is down to 7,000, that means all the longs took profits. Okay, but if I come in tomorrow as 23,000, that means more money came in. More money came in with conviction on the long side, even when the stock is going down. You guys, you have to understand the relationship between volume and open interest. So on these options, the high today was 460. There's $3. Stock is 21.43. I'm not interested here. Anything 20-ish, 19.5 to 20.5, I'll start scaling in. So there you go. There's the next trade. Let's look at, yeah, there's my lunar, 807. Hope you guys got in. How many of those I have? I only have 30. I actually want to have 50 before the day's out. Gosh, why? Okay, I'm behind the November 5s. I have orders in. I came close. I have 30 more in. Of course, scumbag market maker wouldn't give it to me. These are the November 9 calls. Okay, I will have to get in at some point. I have to add. I mean, I already own 30. And sleep number. Where the heck is it? Okay, never mind. I will ask the questions, answer questions in a second. 1584. I own 50. 8090. Yeah, I have orders. I have 20 more to go. 70 and 60. Did I buy them at 80? Okay, cool. So I have 50 November 20 calls. Average cost 95 cents. Mark 85, couple $100 loss, no big deal. November 15s again. November 15, $20 calls. Okay, let's get back to the main screen. I like this lunar, man. I want to be all over this. Shit. I need more. Should I buy the 10s? Yeah, you know what? This thing is gonna go. Let's see. Let's look at the 10s. Again, none of this is trading or investing advice. Shit, they're 95 cents. They're way too expensive. Dang it. I have a dilemma. Okay, if I have 30, you don't have to always average down. You can always average up. Stock's making a new high for the day. While the market's selling off. What does that say? I don't have to hold these until they go to like 12, 13. I mean, the stock gets to 10. The old high was like 9 and 9, high 9s. These will be like $1.60, $1.70. I have a dilemma. Okay, well, I'm still going to be here for another half hour probably. I'll probably add while we're talking. So I added all these other beautiful charts that I've been showing you guys. And you guys are going to say, well, Serge, we don't know what to do, when to do. Well, I'm kind of telling you guys what to do, where to do. Gosh, why am I liking this so much? When I like things a lot, they don't usually work out, but this is 10-minute, right on WeWap. God. Yeah, just calm down, Serge. Don't do YOLO FOMO, Serge. Just trade what you see, my man. See? That's on my right shoulder, I have the devil. Says, buy it now. And on my left shoulder is the good guy. Says, hey, calm down now. I like it. Okay, that's all I can say. Anyway, charts. Where's the S&P 500 now? Who cares? I mean, I have some puts, but I do care. Oh. Oh, look at this crack we're taking again. Look at that bounce we had right at the freaking 20 EMA. Now we're taking another crack at the lows. They just won't let the market go down, man. I'm telling you. Where's the dark pool today? Let's see. Yeah, they just have their hands open just waiting. But then, that one time, okay, no problem. Be that way. Apple of my eye. I hope you guys have questions. Many questions when I get back. Apple 224 down 3. What is happening, Apple? iPhone sales are not doing well in China. That's what I hear. Double top. Are we going to break to nothing important? Don't get confused, Serge. You don't have to be a stock jockey. Where's NVIDIA? Upstart. Ooh. I liked Upstart for a while, so Sleep Number. Okay, so I gave you guys enough ideas, so let's see if you have any questions. I hope you do. I sure hope you guys do. Okay, I have Luna right here. I'm gonna buy the shit out of that. Hold on. Don't confuse me. Let's put the S&P up there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Sleep Number. What else are we watching today? NVIDIA is just going sideways. I may just buy some 125s now, roll them up. And let's get back to the main screen. Hope you guys didn't get bored, but I gave you guys a lot of good stuff today. So, no questions. What's going on? What's happening? Okay. All right. No questions. What am I supposed to do? Watch you guys? Can you look at APLD and explain what it's doing? Okay. Any other ones? Because I'm going to the charts now. APLD. Is that applied something? Let's take a look. APLD. Lovely. Okay. Let's add it. Well, it's breaking out. Okay, so here was the catalyst day. I'm pretty sure there was some news. High volume right here. Did I freeze? No, thank God. Gap up, held the gap, went higher, created a bull flag, broke out, retest. It's going to definitely retest 865-ish. And let's take a long-term chart. Oh, look at this little puppy. Beautiful chart, man. Let's look at the 3-year chart. Yeah, lovely. I wouldn't buy it here. I mean, you don't have much upside left. It's going to test 865. On the pullback to 7, 7.25, 7.5, you should buy. Because probably test 11. I mean, it's not an exciting chart, but it's okay. You got now, see, this is the thing. Now what you guys have to do is you have to go to literally like put APLD on Yahoo, look at how many shares they have outstanding, look at what kind of short interest there is, look at the market capitalization, look at the cash position, look at the debt ratio. See, you got to do some fundamental analysis. Just don't go in because the technicals look good. But usually technicals are telling a picture that fundamentals are supporting. That's what you have to do. So that's what I would do. That's what I'm going to do afterwards. But yeah, decent chart. Nothing major. Nothing major. Okay. Okay. More questions, please. Please, please. Sugar on top. All right. What do I think of DraftKings? Let's take a look. You have January calls and DraftKings is breaking out. Let's take a look. I like these ideas, exchange ideas. You guys tell me, and then I'll look, and then I tell you my ideas. You guys tell me your ideas, and then we'll go on. Oh, FYI, um, I'm doing the first members only live stream. I'm gonna do 2 live stream for members. You can become a member and support the channel and pay Chris, who is my YouTube manager here, who's also the YouTube manager on the other channel. He does a great job setting all these things up, and so if you become a member, grab it. 2 extra live streams. It's going to be like a much smaller group other than the overall subscription base, so I can spend more time one-on-one, kind of a mentoring, not coaching, but smaller group, faster information exchange, that kind of thing. So memberships, just when you go to the channel, click join and become a member. We appreciate it. All right, so we're going to look at DraftKings. DKNG is the symbol. And Ernesto says, let's see. I'm with you on Lunar. Well, thank you, buddy. PI continues to go up. Seems like it's going to pull back soon. The move up has been too quick. Short ideas. Yeah, there's plenty of short ideas. Short idea. Oh, short idea on PI? No. You don't do what I do. Counter trend shorting? No. Or in general, short ideas. In general, short ideas, you just go short the indexes if you think shit's going to hit the fan. I have some short ideas, but I don't know. Okay, let's take a look at PI as well. So what was it? DraftKings? Okay. January calls. What kind of calls do you have? Like, what strike? Let's look at it. Let's look at PI. PI. Yeah. I don't know with this thing. Jesus. Where was this one you told us? Wasn't it making just a new high at 180? 220, people. See? Earnings probably came out, that big bar. Keeps accelerating. This is, yeah, I mean, you can't short this thing. This is buy on dip stock. This is not a shorting stock. How do you short this? How do you know where the top is? No, don't do it. Don't be silly. I would maybe sell covered calls if I had the stock, right? Collect some premium. No, I wouldn't short this with your money. DraftKings. Okay. What kind of calls you got? Did you catch the low? No. I mean, look, it's okay. There are definitely better charts. Coming into some kind of may have broken the downtrend. Yeah, nice move today. Definite short-term uptrend. I'm not going to deny you that. Resistance at between 44.70 and 46. Up here, I would definitely take my profits on those calls. But you have plenty of time, so don't rush. Now, you know what you can do is you can sell like short-term calls against your long-term calls. You can sell like 50 calls, October 50s, against your calls, lower your price. Why don't you do that? Because I don't think it's getting to 50 unless there is some catalyst. But look, decent short-term uptrend, good idea. Yeah, above is 200, above is 50, above is, it fits all the bills. And pull back to 38 for sure. An add or buy. I will add this to my list as well. See, that's why we do this. You guys give me ideas, I give you guys ideas, and we move on. Cool. Lovely. Add DKNG to my watch list. Done. Bro, you said January. Now you're saying December. No. Short against the box? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? No, Ernesto. No. Why you complicate things? Just sell calls, man. Take premium in. Most likely they'll expire worthless, or they'll take it away from you. What do you want? Don't. No. Like I said, I wouldn't short it with your money. December quarterly calls up 38%. Great. Awesome. Super. Wonderful. You should have told me. Why didn't you tell me? Anyway, any other questions? Okay, I'll do another 5 minutes and then you guys have to ask me some questions. Do something. I'm tired of looking at myself. This has to be more interactive. How many of you are here? I don't even know. But anyway, so I gave you guys my playbook. I gave you guys what I did already. I'm adding positions, new positions, short, long S&P 500 spider puts, nothing major, putting in 5 to 7% in 2 different positions, scaling in. That's it. Anything else? No? Okay, I'll do 5 more minutes. Let me see that lunar. Maybe I'll just splurge in front of you guys. 13 watching. Okay, cool. 14, 13. Oh, that's where it's at. The eyeball. I didn't know what that meant. Thanks, Mojotronics. I appreciate it. Let's look at... these are all good charts, man. See, PI. Holy crap. What a chart. Gosh. Well, let's look at FAIR. FAIR. Is that the symbol? FAIR. Let's take a look. Why not? FAIR. What is FAIR? I don't know what FAIR is. Is there a chart? No. I don't know what that is. FAIR. Let's take a look. What? Okay, there's no symbol like that. I don't know. Or Thinkorswim is not picking it up. Oh. Maybe the time to add to my lunar went to 810, pulled back to 8. Okay. Don't be too hot on it, Serge. Yeah, it keeps retesting. My orders are way down here. They're not going to get... I'll just wait. I have 30 already. Don't be a pig, Serge. Don't get hot. There's always trade. See the guy on my left shoulder is talking me down, talking me out of it. It's okay, Serge. Calm down. Okay, there's no symbol as fair, so I don't know. All right, let's go back to the main screen. Affirm. I did look at Affirm. It's one of my favorite stocks. I traded it already. AFRM? Yeah, I already did. Go watch the replay. It was one of my watch list stocks, AFRM. It's been one for a while. After the earnings came out, actually, I added it to my list. Okay, cool. All right, so all right, grab a membership. First, by the way, first members only live stream is going to be Thursday. When? Thursday, October 3rd. First one. I'm going to do 2 of these month for the members only, where you can ask me anything you want. As long as I'm able to answer it, I will. Share screens, things like that, right? Look at your setup, all that good stuff. And it's going to be through StreamYard, obviously, so you guys already know how to use it. In fact, I think with our StreamYard subscription, I think I can have like a town hall kind of a thing for, I think, 10 or 20 people. So if I have less than 10 members at that time, which I'm hoping I have more, then we can all get on the screen together at the same time. So we can talk face to face instead of doing this madness with the chat. So Thursday, October 3rd. And if you're a member, you will get a notification. So if you're not a member, become one. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, turn on notification, put a thumbs up, all these things that supposedly help the algo, YouTube algo. Because if I'm doing a members only live stream, you don't have your notifications on. How are you going to get the notification, right? The other thing I'm noticing is that please refer the channel, share the channel. We're looking at the stats. 80% of the people who watch the videos are not subscribers. Just subscribe. It's free. What's the big deal? Anyway. Okay, cool. Any other questions? Okay, cool. Martin, no problem. Affirm. I like affirm. Tight stops. My bias is negative on the market, so difficult for me to buy things, but I'm always finding things to do. And so with that said, much love. Stay healthy. See you guys on Friday at Power Hour. I have a lot of interesting things to talk about on Friday. So with that said, I'm going to end it here. Be well, stay healthy, stay safe. And if you guys are going to trade those things that I showed you guys, again, not trading advice. I gave you my playbook. So by Friday, things may have changed already. Martin says, I'm up 235% on Affirm. I'm afraid to take my profits because I feel like there is more to be had. Since I don't know what your position is, if you remember, you can come in and ask me that and I'll give you my ideas. But I don't know what your position is. It can't be the stock. So you bought some sort of YOLO option or something. Because that's a lot, 235%. So come back on Friday at Power Hour and ask me that, and then I'll take a look and answer it. You can always sell options against your options. You can do many, many different things. Many things. By the way, see, actually, that's a good thing. I am afraid to take my profits, he goes. Okay, Martin, do not be afraid of taking profit. And also, do not be afraid of taking losses. 235% sounds pretty good to me. Unless there were 50-cent options, they're like $1.50 now or $1.70 now. And yeah, this is a bad attitude right here. Not bad attitude. He just probably doesn't have that much experience. I'm up 235%. If you're up that much, don't ever be afraid of taking profits. And the other thing you can do, if you don't want to miss a higher move, if they're in the money, you can roll up. You can do all kinds of things. There's a million things you can do. You can sell calls against it, short-dated calls. There's so many things. You can buy puts. Worst comes to worst, you sell and you roll up. I mean, there's many, many strategies. So thanks for the comment, and we'll see you guys on Friday at Power Hour. Thanks for joining me for an hour and a half. Always pleasure. Hope you guys learned something. Again, not financial advice or investment advice. If you follow me, do it at your own risk. See you guys on Friday.